Hi there, everyone. Back on part 2 of however many parts it takes to get through all this. All right, so part 1, I basically showed you guys how to make this logo print ready and how also to place it on colored backgrounds and use compound path to give it this metallic look. Okay, so that is all in part 1 of this demo. Okay, now you may notice I left myself a little note here. I want to show you guys one more thing and then we'll move on to the next logo and next set of techniques. Okay, so I'm going to drag these down for the moment. And I want to show you guys two things. Well, they're kind of related actually. So here, first thing I'm going to do is draw a circle and draw a smaller circle. Whoops. Make that one white. Make that one pretty much any color I want it to be. Oh, let's go with a nice blue. I'm going to take that white and stack it on top of my blue. Okay, then I'm going to select both of these objects. I'm going to go to Object, Blend, Blend Options. Now in this case I'm going to stick with smooth color, but you can also do these, and I'm going to show you this one in just a moment. But this one will be smooth color. I'm going to click OK. Then do Object, Blend, Make. And lo and behold, you have a really nice gradient 3D look to your sphere. Was a circle and now it's a sphere. Okay, so this is just one technique. Okay. Now these objects are locked together as part of that blend. Okay. If you want to release that blend, you can expand it, you can reverse it. There's a few different objects or options you can do here. But expand will simply separate. You see, these are now multiple circles. Okay, you have to ungroup these if you want to see them separate. Okay, so you can take one out if you want. Won't even notice until you take quite a few out though. Okay, but it's a nice way of kind of building certain shapes. Okay, I'm going to stack those back together. I'm going to set that back in place. Okay, so that's one little technique that you can use. Another one I want to show you guys is how to do, how to get those colors. You may notice in some of the files in the Mod 4 discussion forum that I talk about how you can use one color to make multiple shades of that color, similar to what's happening here. But in this case, it's only the color that you select plus white, or the color that you select plus black, whatever you select. Okay, so I'm actually going to, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to pick, I'm going to show you what happens actually with certain colors of blue. If you guys are working on a graphic and you're doing shades or tints of a blue, you have to be careful which blue you pick. If I pick this blue, you're going to see it turn purple in a moment. If I don't want my tints to look purplish, then you have to use a more cyan blue. Okay, but just so you guys can see what happens here, I'm going to go ahead and use this one. Okay, I'm also going to use one in white. And I'm going to put this one in black. And I'm going to show, actually I'm going to do a couple of this. Okay. Alright, so for my first blend, I'm going to pick my black and the color that I'm interested in blending with. I'm going to go to Object, Blend, Options. In this case, I'm going to do Specified Steps. I'm going to pick 5. And I'm going to click OK. Object, Blend, Make. And now this is attached with a spine right now. So I'm going to go to Object, Blend, Expand. I'm going to ungroup it. And now each one of these is a separate color. And you can see, I can do anything I want with these. But I can also select one particular color, for instance. I can grab it over, place it on my palette, double click, I can make it a global color. So now anytime I use this color, it will always have the same adjustments that I make here. Okay? Hit preview. All right. So I just want you to know kind of the steps to doing certain things. Okay, so I'm going to put that one back up there for now. Now I'm going to select this one and the white, which you can't see, but it's there. And I'm going to pretty much do the same thing. Okay, I don't really need to go to options because I want exactly the same, but I just want you guys to see it. Okay, object, blend, make. And now I have tints. And you'll see how the tints are starting to turn purplish. Okay, even though this looks blue, there is a purple tint to it or a lavender tint to it. Okay, and by the way, this spine, you can also reverse it should you have that desire. Okay, it's not really useful in this particular instance with what I'm doing, but just so that you know it's available, it's there. All right, I'm going to blend, I'm going to expand that, I'm going to ungroup it, and now each one of these is a separate color. Oops. Don't need mask mode. Ungroup. There it goes. Okay. All right. So it's an easy way for you guys to get the gradations of a color that you might want to work with, because now any graphic that I create with, for instance, this, and this, it will look like a 3-color graphic. It's actually a single color graphic. Okay, it's only going to need a one color process because this color is mixed with white or black, so it counts as a single color. All right, it's just a handy little trick. It helps you working with clients that have a limited budget, which is pretty much every client I've ever encountered. Nobody wants to spend more money than they have to. And it's just an easy technique to make them happy. Okay. All right. Set an alarm for 25 minutes from now.
The alarm's set for 1:30 p.m.
Yes, thank you. All right, just keep it to a time limit here. All right, so that is pretty much everything I wanted to show you on this Urdesa logo. All right, I'm going to delete these. I'm going to bring these back up. All right, so let's move on to our next logo. Okay, so on this one, I primarily want to show you guys curved text, but I also want to show you guys kind of a nice little technique for making a vintage style logo. Okay, see what else did I want to do on this one? Yeah, text on a curve, then we'll do those same issues that we already looked at. Okay, very good. All right, so what I have here is a dark blue circle, okay, no stroke, with a white circle on top of it, no stroke. Okay, now I want to create text in this blue space between it. Now I could just pick this, but then it's going to eliminate the white circle. So what I really want to do is take this circle, this white circle, I'm going to make a copy of it. I'm going to go to another layer of my text, or of my graphic. I'm just going to lock these, by the way. But go to this third layer, I'm going to paste. Okay, I'm going to make sure that lines up perfectly. To make my life easy, I'm just going to do this. Select all three, align, so that I know they're all perfect. I'm going to lock this one again. Go only to my pink one, which is my top layer, which is what I'm going to be doing my text on. I'm going to zoom in so I can see this a little better. Now I'm going to use this circle to put my type on it. Okay, so in this case, I'm doing type on a path. Okay, I'm going to click on the path that I want to type on, and I need to create a label. So, actually, I don't want to use the apostrophe though, so let's not. Well, here, let's just keep it simple, since I know you guys are familiar with this one. Okay, so I'm going to put upper crust, and I'm going to put upper crust up here, and I'm going to put bakery down here. Okay, so type on a curve is kind of tricky because you have these lines and these squares and all these little things that pop up, and you can't really easily control your text, and it can throw a lot of people off pretty quickly. Okay, so don't panic. I will show you how. It's not as hard as it might look. First thing I am going to do, however, is make my text in white because it's easier to work with that way and easier for you guys to see. And I'm also going to pick my font. Okay, go larger. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so now I need to position this in the right location, because right now it is not. So you'll notice that there is a single pink line here, and there are 2 pink lines here. If you move those, you're going to see things happen to your font. Okay, and the best way to learn how these work is, as usual, to get in there and use it. All right, so in this case, I'm going to line up my left and my right on that midpoint. You see how this is the center? So I want to get this centered up nicely. Go a little bit bigger. Come here. I'm going to make sure that center is on the center point up here. So now I have my centered text. Nope, still not. Come here. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Ah, undo. Didn't I lock that layer? Okay. Okay. A little further. All right, I'm pretty happy with that placement. Okay, now next issue I have is this sitting too close to this edge. So I'm going to go back to my font, my type, and I'm going to lift that. I'm just lifting the baseline until I'm happy with that placement. Yeah, it looks pretty good to me. All right. I'm also going to space that out because it's too tight, which of course is going to mean I'm going to have to recenter it, but that's okay. I'd rather recenter it than have it messed up. You'll notice as you move left and right, which is what I'm doing now, you can flip it to the top or the bottom. So just be prepared for that. I've lost track of which is which. Come here. Hello, child of mine.
Now I twisted this ankle.
Okay, put ice on it, sweet pea. Undo. Come on, brain. Engage, please. What have I done? There it is. Okay, and if you mess it up like I just did, then you have to fix it. Come here. All right. All right, now I'm pretty happy with it. All right, so that is my upper crust top layer. I'm going to make a copy of this. I'm actually going to put this on another layer. I'm going to insert it. Cut. Make sure I put it on this layer. There we go. I'm going to lock my pink layer, which has my upper crust on it. I'm going to change this to the word bakery. I'm also going to make it considerably smaller. I know it's hard to see right now. I apologize for that, guys. There it is. Once I line everything up, it'll get slightly easier to play with. Okay. And now that. Oops. There it is. Now my other child has a question. Yes, dear. Okay. Apparently not. Oh, the joy of teaching from home. Okay. Now in this case, what I need to do is flip it so that this is not upside down. So I'm going to find this one. There it is. Oh, I have way too many alarms going today. I don't think that's my half-hour alarm, is it? Perhaps it is. Okay, let me finish this part. Where was I? Oh yeah, okay. Okay, just to make this easier. There we go. Now you guys can see what I'm doing a little better. Okay, so in this case I need to change that baseline so that it is way, whoop, wrong way. So that is the opposite. We'll perfect it in just a moment, but let's get it at least more or less correct. What am I doing? Thank you. Some days you just have a day when your brain does not function. Right, come here. And you. Go to center. There we go. That's what I didn't do before. That's crazy for some reason. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, now I'm going to go back to white because it looks a whole lot nicer. And I might actually adjust this a tiny bit further out. I might go actually quite a bit further. And if I were completing this as a full logo, I probably would take that out to about there, and I would probably add some simple graphic in these two places just to fill that space. And then the center would have something in it. I'm not sure what. Okay, but this is type on a curve. Type on a curve is fiddly and it's kind of a pain in the neck, but you can get it eventually. The step I didn't do up here, that is what took me so really long to finish, is that I forgot to hit center. It's a very simple technique. If you just hit center on your text, and it almost does it for you. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Anyway, it's good that you guys see that I mess up all the time too. Everyone does. It's not a big deal. All right, that's how you're going to learn it anyway, so it's really a good thing. Anyway, that is how you do text on a curve, okay? So I would recommend anytime you do text on a curve that you stick with fairly simple fonts. There are some fonts out there that are just beautiful but way too difficult to read, especially when you put them on a curve. Once you put a text on a curve or you do anything else interesting with it, it really is to your advantage to keep it nice and simple. All right, so I'm going to stop there for just a moment, and when I come back I'm going to show you guys in part 3 how to do a zigzag or a scallop edge on something which might be for a vintage logo. All right, so stay tuned for part 3 coming up. Okay.